is up, everybody? Welcome to another video. How are y'all doing today on this nice beautiful Saturday? It is very sunny and nice outside, and yesterday, as you saw, I did a short video on that blaster I got thrifted. And what is that blaster exactly? Well, this thing is not really well received at all. It's widely considered as one of the worst blasters of that year, 2021. I'm having fun with it, and for full price, I wouldn't really recommend it whatsoever at all. But if you got it or a thrifting find or just very curious about it, I wouldn't really see much wrong in picking this thing up. And that blaster, of course, is the Nerf Elite 2.0 Flipshot Flip 16. So this blaster is a bolt action that has this gimmick where you got this little pump grip, pull it back, and it flips the barrels around. And this is a rough cut style 8-shot smart AI system blaster. So you pull the trigger halfway, fire once, and full pull, fire the other, stagger trigger pull. So let's get into it. So of course, starting off with the ergonomics of the Flip 16. This grip, well, it's pretty nice. It's big, it's comfortable, you got some finger choils in good spots, and it honestly, not really a whole lot to say here, except for the fact that this part of the grip, I think these edges are a bit too sharp. They don't really feel comfortable whatsoever, and that's what kind of holds this grip a couple of points back for me. It's good, but just this front, nah, not really good at all. This pump grip, it is very small. I think it's actually a bit too small, but it gets the job done. It is comfortable. Not really a whole lot to say about that. You got kind of a little bit of some backstop here, so your hand doesn't really slip off the grip. And this bolt is, oh, it's a bolt. It is huge. It is comfortable. Not really a whole lot to say here. Just got a little round thing you hold on to, and it works. This blaster does not have a stock attachment point, but of course, doesn't have any barrel attachment point because these are the barrels. But you do have one sling point here at the bottom of the grip, and that is the only sling point that is on this blaster. And you don't have any tactical rails whatsoever, so you can't put any optics or accessories or anything you want to. This thing has a stock. You actually have a couple of buttons here. You just push this, hold that down, and push this button. There you go. And this stock, is not really good. I mean, shouldering it, it's not really comfortable whatsoever, and it's kind of wobbly, especially from up and down. I don't know about left to right. Not a whole lot. I mean, some people had problems with the stock when they shoulder on this, with not really even a whole lot of force. This part collapses, which I'm not really having at all whatsoever. But this stock, I gotta say, it's not really good. It's kind of a spaz style stock, which is cool, but I'm not really a big fan of the stock whatsoever. But you can pop that up and use it as a front sight, which I actually really like. You're not really going to use it to aim or anything like that, considering this thing has pretty mediocre performance. But this stock, it looks nice, and I actually like looking down through it. The trigger on this blaster is fantastic. I don't even know if this is a plastic spring or metal spring. It's probably a metal spring. That actually surprises me from an Elite 2.0 blaster. Just with the flip shot stuff, when it comes to their triggers and their plastic quality and how it feels, they did a fantastic job. This trigger, it feels absolutely amazing. You got a lot of travel to it. It is wonderful. How is the design of the blaster? Well, honestly, I don't really know what to think. I mean, it just looks all goofy and all that. The shape, I don't really think the shape really necessarily looks that good, especially when it comes to the stock and these flippy barrels. I mean, It looks okay. It looks visually interesting, which I really like. It is a very unique blaster for what it is. Kind of not, because it's basically a rough cut. But this gimmick, we'll get to that in a second. With the shape and design, I think it looks alright. I mean, I do like all these details and decals here. It kind of looks like it's being industrialized and molded here. You see, you got this Elite 2.0 here at the back of the stock. You got Nerf Flipshot Flip 16 on this side, painted. Not painted on this side, but you also got it molded here. You got the white Elite 2.0 logo painted here. And on this side, well, nothing. How are the smoothnesses of the Prime and this flipping gimmick? This bolt action is buttery smooth. It feels really nice. This is honestly one of the smoothest primes I've ever got my hands on. It's really good. The smoothness of this. Now, this is where the whole blaster falls apart here. So if you flip it hard, yeah, it is basically unusable. It is not going to flip at all properly, and it's not going to work whatsoever. You gotta flip it really nice and gingerly, like this. And let's talk about the smoothness of the operation while Diamond Gingers. When you flip it back, it doesn't feel too bad. But this right here, when you prime it forward, ratcheting, it feels rough and it does not sound good. It sounds like it wants to break. The feel of it, it doesn't feel nearly as bad as I thought it would be when I saw reviews on this, but it's still not great. I mean, that definitely could have been refined better. The Flip 8 and the Flip 32, those flipping mechanisms worked really good most of the time. The flipping mechanisms was really smooth, even when you just went pretty darn hard with it. By the way, with this flipping part, I really like how they did these arrows and all that to show that, you know, you can flip it. That's a nice detail. This is meant to be the middle offering. The Flip 8 was the smallest and cheapest one. The Flip 32 was the biggest and most expensive one. And this is supposed to be the middle child. And honestly, this is the worst out of all of them. It's the most disappointing, which sucks because they did so well with the other two, except for the performance. The functionality was really good, but just the flipping. This, you were very close, Hasbro. You just needed to do better with the mechanism. On a positive note, the build quality of this blaster feels absolutely amazing. Just no creaking. I don't know what Hasbro was on when they did this whole Flipshots line with their Elite 2.0 line. Did they forget that the plastic quality of their Elite 2.0 blasters was supposed to feel like creaking and absolute garbage? Guys, they probably did. This feels just rock solid. So how does this blaster work? Well, you're loading your darts, and then you flip it. You can load your other 8 darts in there. This is a Smart AI system, so it fires from top to bottom. So the top shots fire the hardest, the 2 middle shots fire okay, and then the bottom shots, of course, fire the weakest. You prime it, you have a 2-stage trigger. So, this is basically a rough cut style blaster, as I mentioned earlier. Fire 1, full pull, fire the other dart, fire 2, and sadly, this blaster does not have slam fire, so if you hold down the trigger, not enough the camera can pick that up, but as you can hear, the Smart ARs, they're making some nice popping noises. They are unsticking. That one of the darts just fell out. That's a smart AI system for you. If you don't have good darts, you're gonna have some problems with these. That is everything the Nerf Elite 2.0 Flipshot Flip 16 has to offer. Let's go out to the range and see how good this thing performs, and if it's any reliable or not. Alrighty everybody, welcome back to the range. So we are out here with the Nerf Elite 2.0 Flipshot Flip 16. Now, I don't have any of the included Nerf Elite 2.0 darts that came with this thing, but I do have some of the orange ones. So first off, we are going to do all 16 shots individually, so shooting one at a time, and then we're gonna do 16 shots staggered trigger pull. So let's see how this thing does. This is my first time firing this at range. I am very interested to see how the performance will be on this thing. So let's go. Flat shots. And that's not great, but that's not horrible at the same time. That is the perfect definition of mid-performance. Smarty eyes. Okay, so other than the fact that one dart fell out, those smarty eyes did work. So, let's do a flip. One of them. So that performance is definitely not great, and that reliability, but that's smart AI. That's a smart AI system right there. If you haven't seen one, but that's mid. You can definitely do worse than that. We can definitely do better. So now, let's give these darts an angle. That's better. You can hear that popping of the smart ARs. Okay, so those smart ARs worked perfectly that time. Let's check. Do a flip. One of those darts hit the shed. Okay, that is a little bit improved. And now, let's do some double shots. Okay, so I think we had one of the darts fall out when it wasn't supposed to. Some angled shots. Did it again. Perfect. And now, we're going to be doing some blue Nerf Elite 2.0 darts. These have a better dart fit, so hopefully these smart ARs will actually work very reliably. One of them. Not really much of an improvement over the performance, but that was very reliable, except for that one dart. A flip. Move on to the next shots. There you go. Angle shots. Nice. Perfect. Oh, those smart ARs worked very well that time. Double shots. Perfect. Angle shots. That last one is not too good. Nice! Switching over to some pretty accurate darts. The good old-fashioned Adventure Force waffles. Of course, flat shots. Much better accuracy. Oh, one of the darts popped out. That's not good. There we go. Let's do a flip. Look at that popping from the smart aerostructures. Did it again. Ooh, what happened now? There we go. That velocity. Okay, a little bit better distance. Now the Elite darts, of course, they were very inaccurate. That is actually really useful for a shotgun. So you know, you have a bunch of those darts just going wibbly wobbly all around the place. You'll never know where they are going to go. So they're going to be pretty darn difficult to dodge. So, dude, that accuracy is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. We had one dart there. There we go. A flip. That is... Okay. Well, the distance is not really improved, but that accuracy is fantastic. And finally, to finish it off, some angled double shots. Oh, what? Oh, man. Let's try that again. There we go. Huh. I think we had one dart. There we go. So overall, firing this thing, it's kind of fun. The distance is not very good. I mean, it could be better. Depending on the darts is how reliable the smart ARs are going to be. If you have fresh darts, I bet the smart ARs are going to work just fine. If you have okay darts, mostly a little bit of darts and some squibs, And then if you have very one bad die, it's just nah. Don't even think about the reliability of the Smarty Eyes at this point. So after playing around and testing the Nerf Elite 2.0 Flipshot Flip 32, what do I think of this thing? Well, honestly, for full price, I just would say immediately, do not pick this thing up. There are so many better options. When this thing came out, it was like $40-something. You could buy so many better things for that. It's 16 shots. The bolt action is really smooth. The trigger is nice. Feels pretty good. You got the spaz style stock. Doesn't work the greatest, but you can use as a sight, which is pretty cool. The flip gimmick is definitely the worst out of all of them, but if you flip it gingerly, it's actually not too bad. And one really cool thing about this blaster is the bolt is actually threaded. So you can twist that if you want to use this for storage or anything, or just take them off because why not? You totally can. And this will also come off too. I know I am usually very positive about Nerf blasters, even if they're not that good. I am going to try to be as objective as I possibly can about this blaster. So, it's kind of a hard one because it's a middle of the road offering. The Flip 8 and the Flip 32, they are way better blasters than this, so honestly I would say, if you want to pick those two up, you know, at full price or anything at retail, just pick those up instead of this thing, or if you see them at a thrift store, just pick those up. But if you somehow, you know, you want to pick this thing up, you just like the way how this thing looks, it's stock, you like the capacity, you know, 16 darts, 32 is a little bit too much for you, or 8 is a little bit too little, you know, you can use it. It's not too bad. The prime is very smooth, but this flipping is just, it's rough. If you see this at a thrift store and the price is not too high, it is pretty reasonable. I picked this up for $5-6. It's not too bad, you know, it's worth giving it a shot. It is fun to use most of the time if these Smarty Eyes are reliable. Honestly, it's kind of fun. For my final thoughts, I would say don't pick this up if you're a competitive Nerfer. For a plinker, I would say don't pick it up. For full price, don't pick it up. But if you find it at a thrift store like I did, and you're just very interested and curious, and if you want to see if it works, I'd say, yeah, go ahead and pick it up. But if you see the other Flipshot blasters, I would say, don't even bother. Nice try, Hasbro. You kind of fumbled on this one. But honestly, subjectively, personally, what do I think of it? I'm having fun with it. This is the only Flipshot blaster I got. The others, of course, were not in the thrift store. I'm even surprised I found this thing and it works perfectly. I'm shocked. The performance is not great though. That is my review of the Nerf Elite 2.0 Flipshot's Flip 16. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will see y'all in the next one. Sorry this was not really a good review whatsoever. But I hope y'all enjoyed it nonetheless. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And I will see y'all in the next one. And as always, peace out.